Welcome to 360 Live. It is Saturday, the 1st of November. It's a new month. I like Novembers because it's just the best weather ever in South Africa. Change of season has already happened and we are full-blown summertime here. I think it's technically still spring, but weather-wise, it's just pretty much summer weather with late afternoon showers. Let me know where you are checking in from around the world and what your weather's like. I think it'll be very difficult to beat the weather of Pretoria. There's more cricket matches happening. On a personal note, for my children today, I was at mini cricket with John. Little AB, they just started their match, but they're bowling first. So I decided, you know what, there's so much to catch up on. I have to rush back home quickly. We don't live far from the school, so I could just pop in here and connect with you guys quickly. Finally getting to see an AB live. Exactly. On a Saturday. I like Saturdays because the energy is just a bit better, right? Everyone's in a good mood. Where Sunday you almost start in sort of to go in slow mode, reset mode. You start thinking about the week ahead. There's much happening. We don't always have time to put all our focus into Sunday. So Saturdays I really like. The weekend is still ahead. Lots happening. Little John is also playing a game this afternoon. My daughter's got dance rehearsals as there are big dance concerts coming up for her. She's been working the whole year on ballet and modern dancing. Only 4 years old. She's turning 5 on the 11th of November. That's not far away. She is literally counting down the days. Every single night before we go to bed, she asks me, Daddy, how many sleeps? Shame. Kids, it's so special. A birthday is such a big event for them, and it's up to us parents to make it extra special. So her party will be a mermaid theme, and I am wearing a mermaid shirt. I'll send you guys some pictures of that. It should be quite entertaining. I've never had anything to do with mermaids, except for what is that movie? Is it Under the Sea? It's the song, I think. Little Mermaid? I think it's called Little Mermaid. Maybe help me out with that. Anyway, that's all on a personal note. I hope you are all doing well. You know the story. Subscribe to this channel, guys. There's lots of exciting stuff coming. I think I said that like a year and a half ago, and I was talking about my bat range, the fruits that we export to India, MAD, Make a Difference organization, Project Mumbai. All those things have finally happened, but there's much more to come, and I'm really looking forward to share that journey with you guys. I'll also I'm busy preparing a whole file of Instagram posts where I'm just going to let you guys in on the bat range and design and how it all started in 2021. So I tracked the photos back to 2021 April. I was on a flight from, I think, Chennai to Mumbai. We were in that bubble. I think it was my final IPL, if I'm not mistaken. So mixed emotions, but I remember being on a plane on that flight. And I asked Dan Christian's wife, Georgia, it's a weird spelling. It's a Georgia. Anyway, she's a bit of an artist. She likes to paint and draw. So she had these big files of paper with her, and I couldn't get any other piece of paper with me. And I asked her, please, if you don't mind, I've got this idea in my head. And I started scribbling. I'm not an artist, that is for sure. You'll see when I do get to sharing these posts. Pretty amateur-like, but you'll get the idea of where the dream started of this 360 bat range. It's finally out now. We've got a mountain of work ahead of us to get it around the world. That's the plan. Specifically, youngsters, I am always very much focused on the juniors as they are the future stars, and I want the kids to enjoy the design and the shape that I used to play with, and that is also what we are focusing on with my partner Vineet over there in India with EM. I've been really pushing hard for the shape, the grain, and the quality of willow that we're going to be releasing. So I really hope whoever of you are out there that get your hands on the product, enjoy it, and also sharing the dream of where it started. It's a very personal journey. Every single design, there's a story to it, and I will keep you posted with that on Instagram. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be about 5 to 7 posts. I don't know if I should get it all out at once or maybe one a day or one a week. So just to sort of lure you in on the story. I don't want to overload you with information. But let's get started. There's lots of cricket that's going on, exciting stuff. Obviously, tomorrow's the big one. It is India and South Africa. I spoke about this. I told you guys it's unlikely that it's going to be these two teams, but that's what I'm hoping for. And there they are. It actually happened. The hosts, India, are in the final. Congratulations to all Indian fans. Phenomenal, phenomenal performance. As Ian Bishop shouted at the end there, cheerfully, saying that is most probably, in my opinion, definitely the best run chase we've ever seen in women's ODI cricket. And I think he was absolutely right by saying that, especially with the emotions with Jemima Rodriguez. Rodriguez, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. All I know is Rodriguez. I know a musician with that last name, so I'll always say Rodriguez. Maybe it's with a Z at the end and not an S, so maybe it is Rodriguez. Maybe you guys over there in India can help me out. Anyway, Jem, absolutely stunning knock under pressure in front of a home crowd against the mighty Australians. 127 not out of 134. Phenomenal. Car also chipping in there with 89. I know she also features on the leading run scorers list, which we'll share in a moment. But the Aussies didn't do much wrong. Maybe a couple of drop catches here or there. They started off well under pressure, playing fantastically well. Maybe losing a little bit of momentum at the end there. It should have been 350 or 360 maybe, which might have taken it out of reach for India. But the Indians fought back towards the back end of their bowling innings, got some wickets, got Australia actually bowled out. And it never liked that was even a possibility. But Litchfield playing wonderfully well. Phoebe, that is. Elise Perry also featuring with a 77. None of them except for Litchfield, obviously. 119 of 93. That's a blistering fast 100. But the rest of the batting lineup not really going fast to run a ball. Maybe that's also an area where they slipped up a touch, feeling like they've had enough. They've got enough runs on the board, and we should be able to defend it. And I mean, everyone around the world, I think 99% of people thought that game is dead and buried. It is over. Australia will go to the finals. I was at the Pretoria Country Club watching my kids play golf, practice golf and tennis, and I kept one eye on the television screen in the clubhouse, and it was at the innings break, and I thought, that's a tough chase in the semi-finals of a World Cup. But funnier things have happened before, right? We had a fantastic total in 2015 against New Zealand at Eden Park, and it ended up not being enough. We got knocked out. One of the worst days of my life, but they played exceptionally well. And in this case, India played exceptionally well under pressure, kept together by Jemima, absolutely fantastic. So congrats to her and the entire Indian team. And it's set up for being, I think, one of the most memorable World Cup finals ever. There we go. I think I'm back. Can I get it? Oh, there we go. I'm back. Guys, sorry about that. I was absolutely on a roll and my audio, whatever you call this device, went flat. Sorry about that. It is my fault, but it's been an early morning and I rushed off to the cricket and realized that we're bowling first over there. Came back and it was all just a bit of a rush. Plugged the mics in and obviously not ideal. Apologies for that, everyone. I am back. Let me just fix something here quickly and I'll jump straight back into it. All right. Well, Team South Africa, women's team against India. It's going to be a great final. Congrats once again to Team India. I don't know how much of you missed the information that I shared, but I hope I covered everything from an Indian perspective. All the very best to both these teams. Obviously, I'm Team South Africa. But my team just let me know we finished Team India. So wonderful for that. I know there was a question what I thought about Jemima's amazing performance in that final innings of the semi-finals against Australia. She was dotted down to bat at number 5. I found that out yesterday. And it was a late call where she found out, you know what, you're batting at 3. So sometimes it is the best thing to happen. It happened to me when I played the pink ODI and scored that world record 100, where I was urging the coach on to send David Miller in. And right at number 99, he said, you know what, baby, just go and bat. And got my gloves, got my bat, and I went out to bat, and it ended up being a very memorable knock for me. Similar for Jemima, I think she wasn't expecting to play at number 3, and a bit of a surprise call, you in, let's go, boom, 5 minutes later, she's at the crease, ending up being the most special knock of her life, helping India to cross the line, going into a World Cup final at home. So congrats to her. I know she's a good girl as well. I've been on a Zoom call with her before alongside JP Duminy. And I love the post-match interview where there was so much emotion. She thanked her Heavenly Father and she could hardly get the words out, thanking the crowd, the teammates, her parents that witnessed this amazing knock. It's moments like these why we play the game, guys, and why us as cricketers sort of keep going. You have that resilience and that fight, that never say die attitude for games like that. Now, let's hope that wasn't the top for her and Team India, because they've got a massive game coming up tomorrow and they'll have to sort of hit that reset button, forget what happened and start over again. If they can do that, they'll stand a good chance to go all the way. All right, now Team South Africa, the Proteas women's team. We called out for the top order to get back into form, and that's exactly what happened. The ladies' top order got back into form, specifically Laura Wolfhard. There is the scorecard. South Africa batting first, 319 for 7. Unbelievable knock, Laura Wolfhard, 169 of 143. I actually watched a slow-mo highlights reel. I don't know where I saw it on Instagram, of her batting, and she reminds me a lot of Virat Kohli. Look a bit at her wrists, the way she hits that cover drive, how she opens it up, how she can flick it. Very similar style to Virat. I know they don't look exactly the same, but go look at her hands and the way her blade operates, how she gets it nice and high, and that check drives. It reminds me a lot of Virat. I don't want to compare apples to oranges, but that she really reminds me of him. Very, very classy, very controlled, and a girl for the big match moments, right? And that's exactly what she proved here again against Team England. Horrible performance early on at the same ground against the same team earlier in the tournament. So there must have been a little bit of thoughts about, you know what if we stumble again? We got bowled out for 80, 90 odd. And Laura turned that around. She played a very similar role to what Jemima did for India. Kept that innings together. South Africa didn't get bowled out, and that's maybe the big difference between SA in their semi-finals compared to Australia, where Australia maybe missed out on an extra 15 to 20 runs at the back end. SA cashed in right to the end, with Laura being there right to the end, taking the innings through. Phenomenal performance by the whole team. Murray's on cup, guys. I mean, you could see her emotion with every celebration of getting a wicket. She would it reminded me of a Dale Steyn celebration kind of style, like there's nothing around her. She's in her own world, and so she just almost couldn't control her emotions. Phenomenal this. There is one area where I think Team South Africa will need to to lift it up. I don't see a lot of their bowlers in that top 5 category of wicket takers. But Marizon Cup obviously not far behind, and this final will give him an opportunity to feature. She's in fantastic form, 5 for 20 in 7 overs, with Laura Wolfhard, 2 of the senior players standing up at exactly the right time and telling the team, sending that message like, we believe. Now it's your turn just to follow us, because we're going to need that bowling attack of the Proteas women to be strong against a very strong Indian batting lineup, who are, most of them are in form. They're very dangerous, playing in their home country with all that support. They could very easily take it away from Team South Africa if they're batting first. If they're chasing, it's a different story, obviously. So we'll see what happens with the toss tomorrow. I think the toss will play a role. I think it would be nice for whoever wins it to bat first in a World Cup final. You want to get the runs on the board generally, and put both batting teams who are in form under pressure by chasing. Yes, there's been some phenomenal chases of late. Team South Africa had a very similar one early on in the tournament. Very memorable chase with Nadine de Klerk at the back end. There's Marizon Cup. They bat very deep. So if they do chase, it's not the end of the world for Team South Africa. But it does add a bit of extra pressure, because you realize the magnitude of the moment. It's a World Cup final. The trophies are right there on the side of the field. You know one of these two teams are going to get their hands on their trophy after the game. So I would shout out, I would call out for bat first, get the runs on the board, use that the form that you have with your batters for both Team India and South Africa, put pressure on whoever's going to chase, and keep it tight in the field, put everything on the line. But let's see what happens, guys. Phenomenal final. Looking forward to that. All of you, make sure you don't miss any of the action. I will definitely be watching that game. It is in Navi Mumbai, a fantastic cricket ground. It's going to be jam-packed, that's for sure. And that is taking place tomorrow. All right, Australia, India, going head-to-head in this T20 series over in Oz. I think that first one was rain-affected. The second one, Team Australia came out on top. It looked like they were going to absolutely cruise until they started losing some wickets. Chakravarti playing some mind games with a few of the Aussie players. Interesting that. Bumrah, just being Bumrah, very solid, 2 for 26. They needed someone to go and break that door open and get 4 or 5 wickets. That didn't happen, but they did send some shivers down that Aussie batting lineup, that's for sure. And maybe that is a good message for Team India, sending that message to Oz that we are coming at your batters. Yes, you won this one because we never scored enough runs, but we've got the artillery in our bowling lineup to bowl you out. So that will be in the back of the minds of Oz, even though they are leading 1-0. I think they're going to Canberra now. I don't know if we can pull up the fixtures quickly. I looked at it just before the show, but I forgot now. So bear in mind, with the last one is in Brisbane. Yes, next one is, sorry, that was MCG. The first one was Canberra, the rain-affected one. No result. This one was MCG. We go to Hobart from here, Gold Coast, and then Brisbane. So it's a 5-match T20 series. I love that. I don't think there should be a T20 series shorter than that, because it's the fastest format of the game. I really believe you need a bit of time to get the teams to work each other over. If you have a 2 or 3 match series, there's just no meaning to it, in my opinion. I think, honestly, you need to replicate a tournament kind of feel to these T20 series, international series, that is. Back in the day with me, when I was playing, I don't think I ever played in a T20 series longer than 3 games, and sometimes even once-offs, where you just play one T20 and then go into ODIs and test matches. And it's just, I don't understand it. There's just no method behind that. But I love that. There's 5 T20s here. We will see Team India bouncing back. There's ample time for them to do so. And I think they've had a nice look at Team Australia now, and will be prepared to go in with a bit more confidence with the next T20 international. All right, let's take a question about Shubman Gill here, guys. Gill's performance is really poor in the Oz series. What's your thoughts? Yes, I think the ODIs was not ideal for him. There's absolutely no reason for that. There are good wickets in Australia. Maybe he's not completely accustomed to that kind of balance. There must be something, or he's just human. All right, I think we've got to a point where we expect Shubman to score runs every single game. That's how I felt like in England. I mean, he was just literally every test match, every game he played, he was just in the mix. At the IPL, Gill is always in the mix. And once that expectation starts wearing you down from the crowds, the journalists, everywhere in the newspapers, when you turn your head, you see your name. And it can sort of, in your own mind, start creating this expectation that you put on yourself. And that is the dangerous one. Not so much from the outside. That generally keeps driving you. The problem is if you start thinking about it in your head, like, I have absolutely no idea how I have been so consistent over the last few years. How the heck am I going to keep doing it for the next 5 years? Because every match you play, sometimes you sit in your hotel room afterwards and you just go like, I don't know how I did that. And then you realize people are expecting you to do that every single game. So maybe Gill's going through a bit of a patch like that, and he will work it out, guys. He's a class player. He's a class leader. And I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that he will be back. I think it's more a mental thing than technical. If it is technical, he'll get to the nets. He'll sort it out as well. So I don't see any red flags. Yes, the performance is not there in the recent short-term past, but there's plenty of cricket ahead, plenty to look forward to, and it's just up to him to sort of freshen up. All right, let's go to Team South Africa over there in Pakistan. Not an ideal performance last night. I watched this game live, and I switched off after Pakistan batted like 4 or 5 overs. I turned to other cricket. I knew it was done and dusted. One reason for that, not that I don't finish watching games of cricket, I at the halftime when the teams walked off and South Africa were going to bowl now, I saw some of the Pakistan fielders sort of rub the grass, and I could see some moisture in their hands. And then I knew the dew sort of came down, and that's pretty much done and dusted. I watched 2 or 3 overs to see if we can get them 3 or 4 down in the power play. That didn't happen, and then I knew it was nighttime. Anyway, not a great performance after that huge high they had in the first game, beating Pakistan. Some of the youngsters performing really well. There's a new captain, Donovan Ferreira. And let's keep in mind, guys, lots of the main players for Team South Africa are being rested. No excuse whatsoever. And you still need to wear that pride of playing for your country and go and perform. But it's not all doom and gloom. It's only 1-1, and it's away from home. So they still have time to sort of rectify last night's performance. I would urge the batters on. I think that's where the main issue lied yesterday. It goes without saying, really. Just took them a really long time to realize what the wicket is doing, because the wicket looked so flat off the camera screens. When I looked at the wicket at the pitch report, and I thought to myself, woo, it looks stunning. 200 plus, here we go. But if you're not there, if you don't feel what the wicket feels like, generally you don't get a great idea. So that was off the eye, but obviously the feel of it. I think after 2 or 3 overs, South Africa should have realized, hold on, we're 1 or 2 down now. We can actually get bowled out here if we don't focus. Let's just adapt to the conditions. And even though the wicket looks like a road, it's not playing like a road. So let's not stay in that mode for too long, because we're going to get bowled out and they're going to break our backs here of our batting lineup. We're going to be 5, 6 down quickly, and it's game over. So in came Villiers and Breedska, 2 of the youngsters. And that was the moment, in my opinion. Villiers got a little bit of momentum going, and that's where the communication should have happened. Listen, guys, I know we got a few away here, but the wicket is a bit tacky. It's sticking. The slow balls is slow off the deck. Some skidding through. It's not time to go yet. Let's set it up. Let's get to overs 12 to 14 and reassess then, and maybe identify 1 or 2 weak bowlers in the team. Let's try and get to a minimum of 140. Maybe we get to 160 if we really finish well. But unfortunately, 110 all out. Villiers and Breedska got out back-to-back and left just way too much work for the rest of them, where you lost momentum there at the wrong time. I think it was over 7 to 8, where Villiers got out 7.5. Just a horrible time to get out. And I really have been working hard with him to just shift gears in those moments. It's not time to go yet. We're already under pressure. Pull back, take a runner ball for 2 or 3 overs, get your partner in as well, and then reassess and go through full throttle again. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and they will take the learning from that, hopefully going into the next one. But well done to Team Pakistan. I watched that left-hander Mirza bowl exceptionally well, got some swing there. We saw Shaheen Afridi on the side of the field. I don't know if he was dropped or if he's been rested. I think he was dropped. By the sound of by the words the commentators used, And Mirza took absolutely full, Salman Mirza, I think is his name, took full advantage of his opportunity. 3 for 14. Congrats to him. Ashraf as well. Ashraf, fantastic all-rounder. His wickets was more towards the middle and back end, getting the tail enders, trying to have a go. But I think Mirza's the one that did the real damage, getting rid of Quinton de Kock up front, also Reza Hendricks. Quinny with a slow ball, Reza was swinging in. But generally, the wicket really helped, guys. And the batters of South Africa were just too slow to adapt and to realize this is a wicket where it's okay to be on 35 after the first 6 overs. But if we're only 1 wicket down, we have an opportunity to keep building and to ultimately unleash at the back end when the dew's coming in. That never happened. Well done to Team Pakistan. Flawless run chase. There was never a doubt. 71 there for Ayub of only 38 balls. He looks like a real talent. Farhan also for his 28 looked good. A bit of a slower start, but Ayub looks like a real talent and a stroke player. So congrats to Pakistan, and we will be strapped in to watch the rest of that series unfold. Remember, the Test series ended up 1-1. Great comeback from Team South Africa in that second Test. And on that note, stay tuned for a very nice surprise. I speak to a captain. I'm not going to say who captain, but I did a nice interview. The insert will be released later today, and we will be sharing that with you guys. I think you'll enjoy the thinking of the Protea setup and what happened in the past and where they're heading in the future. A really nice interview with a certain individual who, by the way, is in India at the moment preparing for the Test series. He went a bit early to play SAA game just to get back into form and to make sure everything is ready to roll once they take on Team India. All right, let's talk about Nepal, guys. I get a lot of interaction from you guys. You finally get one of my good friends to come and join you in this league. I've always wanted to play in this league, never got the opportunity. But Faf du Plessis is going to play in the Nepal league. That is wonderful, and I'm very much looking forward to watch that unfold. He's my age, Fafi, 41 now. He's still doing exceptionally well to be out there, nice and fit, and doing his thing, enjoying his cricket. So I want to wish him well, and to all Nepal fans, make him feel at home and make him enjoy his time over there. I'm sure he will give you a lot of entertainment. All right. Thanks, Ara, for that. We'll take a couple of questions, guys, and then I'm going to say goodbye because it's around about this time where my eldest son starts bowling his off spin. So I need to get to that cricket ground. Let's take some questions then. AB, will you play Nepal NPL? Yesterday, some news was there. Unfortunately, Naman, that's fake news. I'm not going to play. I had a bit of an injury in my ankle, actually, so I'm definitely out for the next few weeks, months, actually. And I will be getting ready early next year for the WCL again, which will take place, I think, in the UK again around July 2026. So very much looking forward to that. Super chat question. I love my super chat fans. Yeah, there he is, Mr. Prandir. Thanks for being a super fan. What is the future of ODI cricket? Will we see only Tests and T20s in the future? Look, I'm not a fortune teller, but there's no doubt in my mind that ODIs have taken a bit of a knock over the last while. Test cricket seems to be flourishing. T20 cricket seems to be going from strength to strength with all the franchise leagues. I mean, look at the crowd last night in that T20 international between Pakistan and South Africa. I watched the test matches, and the people just love watching T20 cricket. They come in, the stadium is jam-packed, and everyone's watching. I still feel there is room for ODIs, especially the big tournaments like World Cups, but they need to find a way for the regular schedule to become more exciting, more entertaining, and I'm not entirely sure how to do that. For you want the international sides to play enough cricket all over the world during the year, and then every 4 years have your big World Cup. But the problem is all the ODIs leading up to that feels a little bit, I don't know what the word is, boring in a way. I don't follow a lot of it personally, on a personal point of view. Obviously, I'll watch when it's happening, but generally we all sort of look forward to the big World Cups. Where with T20 cricket, no matter where it happens, when it happens, if there are 5 T20s between South Africa and Australia now, in South Africa, you'll get the stadiums jam-packed chock and block full. People will have their fires lit at home. The screens will be going. And I don't feel that same kind of excitement with ODIs. And except for the World Cups. Obviously, the World Cups are huge. The ICC events, the Champions trophies, all of those. But I think the ICC need to find a model where they can get to a place where the ODIs during the year leading up to big tournaments are more exciting. That's just my 5 cents. I don't know what the answer is, but I do agree with you, Mr. Prandir. Test cricket, I feel I'm more excited about Test cricket than ever. I watch every single Test match. The players are playing a different brand of cricket. They're going for results because they get a win percentage in the WTC. What a great initiative, right? Should have happened a long time ago. So we hardly see 5-day Test matches anymore. It's 3 or 4 days because of the attacking nature of cricket, because everyone wants results. There's no more room for draws. So that's great to see. But what are we going to do with ODIs? I don't know. All right, so quick comments to wrap up, guys. Almost done and dusted. Over 30 minutes once again. Sorry once again for that little bloop in the middle. Here we go. Our Protea women's side will finally take this one home. Well, let's wait and see. They're up against the host, up against a team that's full of confidence, up against the only team that could dethrone this Aussie team, right? I don't know. I don't know when last the Proteas women beat the Aussies. So I was really worried about playing Australia in the final. Luckily, that doesn't have to happen. But not that Team India will be easier. It's just from a mental point of view, when you go into a game, sometimes you feel like, I don't know, I'm going to do it. And I think that's how the Proteas women felt about the Australian women's side. Where with Team India, we have beaten them before. They've beaten us. I think it's just going to be a great battle between the two teams as they're going to leave everything out there. It's emotional for both these teams. Team South Africa have gone 3 in a row in ICC events, finalists. I think the T20 World Cup final they made in 2023, 2024, they were finalists in the T20 World Cup, and now 2025 finalists in ODIs. Absolutely phenomenal. When are they going to just open that door and run through? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe it's Team India's turn. Who knows? You will come to India to watch India-South Africa women's final match. Now you're throwing a spanner in the works here. It's too late for that, and my children are playing cricket. There's tomorrow Kitty's birthday party. Man, oh man, how much? I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a bit of a lucky charm this year, and I think you're referring to that. I actually spoke to one of the players last night, and her reply was, I hope you're going to be there because you seem to be a lucky charm this year for the teams that you actually visit to. So I'm sorry, Proteas women, I'm not going to be there, but I promise you I will be there in spirit. I will watch every single ball, and I'm rooting you guys on. Also, lots of respect to Team India. All the very best. May it be a game to remember for both these teams. Whoever takes the trophy home, I just want fans to sit back and go, I can't believe we witnessed such a special final. And hopefully that will be the case, and cricket will be the winner. Unfortunately, someone's got to take the trophy. So we'll see. Last but not least, to our adopted son of Karnataka, wishing you happy Canada, Rajat Sava. I hope I said that fine. Rajat Sava. Thank you so much. And I absolutely cannot wait to return to Bengaluru, the state of Karnataka. I love going there. I spoke to my manager yesterday, and we're busy planning my schedule for next year, as I will be returning to India in January, but also March. I think there's a trip in May month. I think there's one in October. There's lots of trips to India next year. And I told him at the end of the chat, I said, that all looks good and well, but we have to fit in visits to Bangalore. I have to just go back to the Garden City as soon as possible. It's been a while. So I will let you guys know, and maybe we can get together at the RCB Cafe or one of the nice spots. Maybe at the ABD Street. I can't remember what you guys call it, Mr. 360 Street or whatever the case may be. But I love the people of Bengaluru, my RCB people. Lots of love to you all. Have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy the cricket tomorrow, guys. I love you all, and I'll speak to you soon. I'll see you in the week, all right? Stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Follow me on social media platforms. You know the story. Also, like, share, and subscribe to the show. And I'll see you guys in the week. Lots of love. Bye now.